they have proposed and adopted a wholesale rate of $2.64 per 1,000 gallons, which is a 13-cent increase from current rates. On the wastewater side, the system works much the same as it does on the water side. Looking at the yellow column, which represents actual costs, you will see that we've paid more than TRA budgeted every year since 2005 for wastewater treatment. For 2013, the budgeted wholesale rate for TRA wastewater treatment is $1.80. As with the water wholesale rate, we will not know the actual rate until they complete their fiscal year. For 2014, they've proposed and adopted a wholesale rate of $2.12 per 1,000 gallons, a 32-cent increase over the current budget. We've prepared this slide showing the recommended changes to the water and wastewater rates for the upcoming year. Revenues in the proposed budget, as we earlier discussed, are predicated on these proposed rates, which are recommended based on the information from TRA's newly adopted budget. The base rate is proposed to remain flat at $8.45 for residential 5 and 8-inch meters, recommending increasing each tier of water consumption by 19 cents per 1,000 gallons. The base rate for wastewater is proposed to remain flat at $7.25 for residential customers, and proposing to increase the volume charge from $2.83 to $3.19. The majority of this is needed to cover that 32-cent increase from TRA wholesale rates. Reminder that residential wastewater charges are capped at 90% of water consumption up to 12,000 gallons only. Their proposed budget also includes a rate stabilization rate of 25 cents per 1,000 gallons for each single-family residential customer up to 15,000 gallons per month on water consumption. This is up from the current year based on the refund from TRA and to help offset the proposed increases that they've adopted. Rates are only guaranteed for 1 year and are rebates are only guaranteed for 1 year and are evaluated annually on the reserves available and rebates received from TRA. Rates for irrigation meters are proposed to begin at $3.93, which is an increase of that 19 cents, which is the same as imposed on the residential rate. Commercial and multifamily units pay a flat rate of $3.93, which is also that 19-cent increase. Construction meters and gas well meters have also increased from $9 to $9.19. Base rates for commercial customers are based on meter size and also remain unchanged, just as the residential did. Reclaimed water rates for irrigation increased 10 cents to cover the 5-cent increase in water cost and increased operational cost. Construction and gas well meters increased by that same amount. This slide compares our proposed rates to the current rates of our surrounding cities. These comparisons also do not include the 25-cent rebate. We believe that the proposed rates are competitive with our neighboring cities and will provide the funds necessary to operate our system and continue an appropriate level of infrastructure replacement. We do not yet know what the other cities are proposing to do with their rates. However, based on our proposed rates without the rebate and with the current rates for the surrounding cities, the comparison indicates that Euless remains very competitive and is below average on all consumption categories as shown. On the wastewater side, with a recommended 36-cent increase to cover the additional cost from TRA, we are still competitive. We are the lowest city at 3,000 gallons. Bedford is less thereafter in the consumptions, but their revenue comes from the water side at the lower tiers. Grapevine has lower on the water side, but is significantly higher on the wastewater side. Colleyville is slightly less at 3,000 gallons, and the North Richland Hills and Hearst are considerably higher. We cap residential wastewater at 12,000 gallons, 90% of 14,000 gallons. So the upper level caps out at $45.53, where we are about middle of the pack in this comparison. Combining both water and wastewater charges, you can see we are well below the average, with only Grapevine and Colleyville being lower. Again, this is based on our proposed rates without the rebate and comparing to their current rates. With our proposed rebate, only Grapevine is less. This comparison is for the total utility bill and includes the increase in sanitation and recycling that will occur in fiscal year 2014. Our bill is lower than all of our surrounding cities, other than Grapevine, based on the average use of 8,000 gallons. Using our new rate is $77.78. Again, this is comparing their current rates and does not include our rebate. Based on the increase in raw water costs, we would expect most of these cities to increase their rates for 2014 as well. Overall, Euless will still be one of the least expensive combined utility services in the area. This ordinance that you're asked to consider also adds a requirement that if reclaimed water is available for non-residential, non-potable use, that it be utilized by the customer. We feel that this is important to keep the water and wastewater fund fiscally sound and to properly fund the necessary operations, maintenance, and infrastructure replacement, and therefore we recommend approval of Ordinance 2003.
Thank you, Ms. Jewell. Council, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I'll move approval.
Thank you.
Second. I'll second it, Councilperson Hogshaw.
I have 2 seconds. Mayor Pro Tem Hogg has made the motion, and I have a second by Councilperson Hogshaw and Councilperson Bynum, so it should be well done. Do you have any comments? Add to this? No comments, then cast your votes. All right, it has been approved. Ordinance number 2003 has been approved. At this time, I'm going to ask our city manager to make an announcement.
Relative to the water rates, just wanted to make all of you residents aware, if you're not already aware, that we have a brand new online bill pay system that is available. You can sign up for it. You'll get your bill electronically. It will include your Euless today and save yourself the cost of the stamp for the gasoline up here to pay your bill. You can pay it right from your home online, and it's very secure, and I think it's working very well. So feel free to look online or give one of us a call, and we'd be glad to sign you up for that.
Thank you, Mr. McKinney. I thought he was going to say we'd be glad to explain how to do it, but he didn't say that. All right. Item number 18 is to hold a public hearing and consider the first and final reading of ordinance number 2004, approving the levy of a special assessment of the Glade Parks Public Improvement District and approving the service and assessment plan. Ms. Jewell.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, in December of 2010, the City Council adopted Resolution 10-1350 establishing Glade Parks Public Improvement District. This district was created to pay for public infrastructure improvements within the Glade Park development located on the west side of State Highway 121 between Glade Road and Cheeks Barter. In accordance with local government code, the city mailed notices to individual property owners on August 15th and published a notice of this public hearing on August 16th. Ordinance number 2004 includes a service and assessment plan for the district, and based on current amortization schedules of the debt service of these improvements, staff has calculated a levy of 58.3486 cents per $100 valuation of the real property within the public improvement district. This levy will be billed to property owners in October of 2013 and would be payable to the city by January 31st of 2014. At this time, staff would recommend public comment and City Council approval of the ordinance number 2004.
Thank you, Ms. Jewell. Do we have any proponents for this particular ordinance number 2004? Do we have any opponents? If not, I close the public hearing and ask council, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I'll move approval.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Councilperson Staniford and seconded by Councilperson Bynum to approve the final reading of ordinance number 2004. Further questions, council, or comments? And all, thank you. Would you cast your votes? Ordinance number 2004 has been approved. And if you're reading through the council agenda, you'll notice that Mr. Collins was to address the city council. He is not here tonight, so we will skip that and ask, do we have any public comments tonight?
I didn't sign up for this. It's kind of unexpected that Mr. Stanford would come. I believe elected officials provide oversight over city management, and that includes the city budget. And when there are significant errors in the city budget, I think the elected officials have let the citizens down. Now, there was a significant error in those budgets they showed you tonight. And I just think that when I elect somebody, I want them to provide oversight. And that's all I've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Houston. Do I have anyone else that would like to make a public comment? Yes, sir.
Warren Wilson, 506 Limestone. I just want to say that you can look at our counties, our state and federal governments, and nowhere can you see that for 19 years they have held taxes. Good job, City Council. Year after year, y'all have stayed there and held the ground rules. Thank you as a citizen. I'm thinking, she was talking about a house that's $140,000, $145,000. The taxes for us to get that comes to about $45 a month. Heck, I can't even pay for cable for $45 a month. They're thinking you get the police and the fire and the great library. That, of course, about 7 or 8 other things she offered. That's a steal for the citizens. That is just highway robbery for the citizens. Good job. What I'm saying is a compliment for us being citizens to get that kind of service for $45 a month. Good job, everyone. Good job.
Well, thank you. Do we have any other public comments? If not, do we have a report from our city attorney? Thank you. Well, how about our city manager?
Got 2 or 3 things, Mayor. Number one, to the audience, the Atmos Energy franchise that was voted on tonight, that was the first reading. The second reading is required by our charter. That will take place October the 8th. That was a thrilling topic, so I'm sure you don't want to miss that October the 8th meeting to be here to hear that, but that is required. Also, if you haven't played golf, we have been rebuilding our practice green out at Texas Star. That's in anticipation of the reconstruction of the overall greens next year. And that green is ready to go. It'll be opened up here in the next week or so, next few days. And it's tracks the progress that we'll take next year for the overall greens. So our green superintendent has done a great job of doing that. It's a pretty remarkable makeover that has occurred. And even if you don't play golf, you might want to go out there and just look at it. And then finally, Mayor, Mr. Easton raised an issue, and he has termed it as a mistake. I'm not ready to concede it's a mistake, but I got to tell you, we are not perfect. We are well capable of making a mistake. What I always ask people, if they're looking at me or looking at anyone, before you convict someone, let's give them the opportunity to explain it. So I would hope that by next Tuesday, when we will have the second public hearing on the tax rate, I hope to offer y'all I think this is going to have an explanation and not an excuse. But what I believe strongly in what Mr. Easton said as far as the public accountability and to make sure that it's right. Now, I think there's going to be a very logical explanation. Oftentimes you pick numbers out of context and you can do what you want to with them. So before I say we've made a mistake 5 years ago, let us research it, and either we can get it to you next week, we will do that. If not, I think confidently by our first meeting in September, we can sure have your report here open to everyone of what the issue may be. But I don't think it's going to be anything too serious. But thank you for bringing up that to us, Mr. Easton.
Thank you, Mr. McKinney. Do we have any reports or any comments by our city council members? Yes, Mr. Brown.
Mayor, I'm going to have to echo some of the comments that Mr. Stanford said about the talent that we have in our city staff. I have the utmost confidence in our finance department. I have the utmost confidence in our administration. We have very high quality professionals working for the city. And citizens of the city should be very proud of the professionals we have working for the city. I believe that you find the best people and you put those best people in those key positions. Guess what? They're not robots. They're individuals. They're not perfect. But in my mind, we have the best staff. Yes, they're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. But as a council member, I'm very proud of what we've done since 2008. We've held the line, but that came from staff. Staff found ways to cut. Our city manager found ways to lean out our budget and stay within our own means when our neighbors raised property taxes and we didn't. We do a lot of things for the citizens. I'm a citizen of the city, born and raised here. I'm proud of this budget and I will continue to be proud of it. Thank you, Mayor.
Other comments from council? If not, I would like to thank all of our citizens and staff that have volunteered last Saturday, passed out the backpacks for our students. And Linda, how many did we pass that Saturday? 4,400 on Saturday and another 1,600 in the junior and senior highs available for their pickup when they need them. That's pretty significant. So thank you very much. If you have nothing to do, come back Monday night. We'll be here. Tuesday. We might be here Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday night we'll be here. Thank you.